We're going to have fun today. We're going to get you motivated in the Midday Fix. Her message is simple. It is possible to become an accomplished runner without being super fast, super thin, or super dedicated. What? Dana Ayers is a former White House staffer. She's a current Navy reservist, communications consultant. She's also the author of this terrific book. It's called Confessions of an Unlikely Runner, a guide to motivate people to keep going when something doesn't come naturally. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for writing this because, you made my day. I'm reading it, I'm laughing. I'm like, that's exactly right. It's so true. It's so true. And you talk about these funny stories where out of the gate you say you tripped, you threw up, you split your pants, and yet you kept going. Why?
Thank you for having me. I'm glad you can relate. I do feel like runners will be able to relate to this because there are things in there that we've all been through, but then it's also encouraging for people who are hesitant about the sport. So yes, I do have a lot of funny, ridiculous things that's happened to me. It doesn't have to be that way. You don't have to split your pants open, but there's so many rewards in running and in the running community that I feel like it's a sport that welcomes everyone and everyone should give it a shot. There's all kinds of people out there doing it.
Right, and I think that's the thing you touched on, and you say, if you're not a runner, you might not understand. But the truth is, I think people are intimidated to just get started, yet you talk about all of the good things that came out of it, even through the failings.
Exactly. And the running community is so welcoming. I do think a lot of people are intimidated by the sport and they think it's only these super skinny, super fast people, but it's not. There's so many people like me. There's so many people in the back of the pack, and I've seen people with physical disabilities, I've seen people battling obesity finish races, and so there really is a place for everyone.
That's incredibly motivational, isn't it? But I thought it was funny when you talk about being slow, you're like, well, if you're slow, you're really social. You get to meet everyone passing you by, and you maybe even will see a hot guy.
Exactly. I'd say races are like mullets, and it's business in the front, but it's a party in the back. So you can be back there, and you can be socializing, and it's fun, and you're not trying to win, but you're out there with other people who are like you, and it's healthy, and it's just a good, positive thing to do.
Yet some people are trying to win. I mean, there certainly are the competitors out there, but you touched on an interesting point in the book, and I think that is, even with the competitive spirit, runners are very accepting people because everyone has faced a failure at some point, and they want to help.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think running, it's like a microcosm of life, and when you fail in running, it teaches you something about yourself. It teaches you that you can keep going. It teaches you have perseverance, that you're capable, and you can take that into the rest of your life. And there are people they're strangers cheering for you during a race, and it's like, it's more than running. They're cheering, they're pushing encouragement into you that you can take to other parts of your life.
That energy is incredible. And you talk about that when you talk about the rewards of running, that it's not just a physical thing, but it really, truly can be emotional and uplifting, even if you're having a tough time.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think running is kind of free therapy for me. It clears my head. But then, like I said, it's a great laboratory to test all kinds of things in myself and figure out that I can be patient, or I can persevere, or I can be resilient. And so there's so many rewards there, but then also the races just offer an opportunity to have an adventure. So I spend a lot of my life in front of a desk, and I think a lot of us spend time in traffic or time waiting for our kids to get out of soccer practice or whatever it is. Races offer you just a little moment in time that's yourself, that's your own, that you can prove something to yourself, you can physically fight for something, and it just gives you that space to have a little adventure on the weekends.
And you call it a sneaky little drug. I think that's really interesting because I think most people think of, oh, if I start running, I'm going to be in pain. But you don't realize that you actually feel better, especially in your head, right?
Oh, absolutely. That's one of the reasons that I keep going, because it is still a struggle. Even after 10 plus years of me running, I still have to talk myself into running, but part of it is I know how good I'm going to feel after a run, and I know how fun it's going to be doing a race. So that keeps me going.
Except you end the book, I was like, okay, she's talking about all the rewards. What a great way to end it. And then you start back and you're like, oh no, but there's other things ahead. It's just, it is. It's tremendously motivational. Congratulations on all your successes. You've done the Tough Mudder and all of these races you didn't think you would. Thanks so much, Dana.
Thank you.
The book is called Confessions of an Unlikely Runner. You can check out more at dcdana.com, and you can also find her on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. We're going to have a link on our webpage as well if you want to read the book, because it really is very entertaining and very motivational. WGNTV.com/midday.